Let's cross to Kathmandu now and join journalist Ujjwal Acharya. Thank you for joining us in the France 24 debate. Night's fallen for the third time since the earthquake. And before I ask you about the rescue efforts, tell me, where are you and your loved ones going to be sleeping?
Thank you. This is the third night after the earthquake. If you could see a light behind me on the dark side of the screen, that's the camp where just outside my home where we'll be sleeping tonight. It's a third night we are sleeping out there, and if you could see the light, there are around 7 tented camps right there. All my neighbors, because this is a bit of open space in my area. All my neighbors, more than 100 of my neighbors are camped around that light. That's where we'll be sleeping tonight.
And last night you had a huge downpour.
Yeah, we actually had a downpour, and it was not easy for us to sleep outside. Some of us decided to move in. A lot of us, those who have private vehicles, are sleeping inside the vehicles. The whole family, I have seen quite a lot of a whole family sleeping inside a car, because that seems to be a most a viable option when it's raining. And some of us tried to put on the plastic seats above the tents just to save ourselves from the rain.
Ujjwal, you've shown some pretty pictures that were hard to describe, but you have to see them on your Twitter account. Let me ask you, when it comes to getting people from out under the rubble, what have you seen this Monday?
I was out since Saturday. I was out looking in the places where there are major impacts, and it's quite heartening to see that the houses are turned into rubbles, and people telling me stories about the rescue. Just today, I was in the city of Bhaktapur, which is very near to my home, and there was a woman pointing towards the rubble inside the city, saying that a 40-year-old woman was buried under it, and no rescue operation had been there. The local rescued a girl from the same rubble, but they were unable to rescue the 40-year-old woman, and they were asking the police and the other state agencies to carry out the rescue operation, but to no avail. The rescue has been slow. The first reaction of the first reaction was swift. The local went ahead with whatsoever they can do on the first day. If you look into the pictures of the first day of the rescue, most of these pictures you could see the locals trying to rescue people from under the rubble. In fact, we had a lot of stories saying that the locals have rescued people from under the rubble. For then after things. Once the police and other state agency tried to rescue the local, were kind of like they were left behind, and also it's not easy for them to carry on the rescue when they are in the situation like we are living. It's really difficult for us to go out there, and because we don't know the danger, we don't know the rescue techniques, we don't know what we are gonna to do. We are just like raw, but rescue hasn't been at many places hasn't been what needed to be.
All right, Ujjwal, at this particular point in time, are you still feeling aftershocks?
The latest aftershock was just an hour ago. Before that, for hours, there wasn't a major quake. But and many people were in the camps, in the tented camps, were talking that this will be the last night that we will be staying out, and tomorrow we'll probably be moving in, because we have been told that 72 hours after the first strike is critical, and people were actually saying that next tomorrow morning they could actually move into houses. And tomorrow night they could sleep. But just an hour ago, we have an aftershock which was just 4.2, but it was big enough to give us the terror, the fear that we should probably be thinking to stay outside for a few more days before we could actually move into buildings.